Hey everyone, Shabby Gaming here and welcome! Finally, the hype train has arrived. It's Cruel Intentions, the Mayhem pay-per-view, and we've got some cracking matches here this evening, as you saw in the opening little sequence. Amazing ones actually, I'm well looking forward to this. And we're going to start things off here with a big one, a tag team match as Chris Jericho teams up with Rey Mysterio Jr. to take on Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit with Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn at ringside. And here we go then. Looking forward to this one. This is just the start of what is an amazing card here this evening, as we've already seen. I can go through it one more time though. I'll find my paperwork. So yeah, we're starting off with this match here. Then we go straight into the Women's Championship match as Sasha Banks makes her first title defense against Asuka. Then we've got the Hardy Boys defending their Tag Team Championships against the Club. We're going to see Naomichi and Marafuji taking on Finn Balor one-on-one. We've got a triple threat match between Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena. Seth Rollins defends his television championship against Sting. And then, of course, our main event of the evening, Brock Lesnar with his manager, of course, Paul Heyman, facing off against the monster Matanza for the Mayhem Championship. Interesting that because Matanza did actually defeat Brock Lesnar a few weeks back one-on-one. If he does the same thing here this evening, we've got a brand new champion. And that'll be a massive, massive evening here on Mayhem. Of course, we only have one more Mayhem pay-per-view left after this pay-per-view, and of course that will be our finale, Shabby Mania. We'll have a full week of Shabby Manias, including one separate pay-per-view for each brand, and that will be the week before... yeah, the week before the release of WWE 2K18. So it should be all completely done, and it gives me a bit of time to prepare for 2K18's introduction of SWE as well. I've been looking quite a bit of WWE stuff today for 2K18, and from what I'm being told and from what I'm reading, it sounds very optimistic that we're going to get a much better game this year. They've spent a lot of time on tag team matches. They've introduced the 8-man tag team matches. So if what they're saying they've done is correct, then we could end up with a much better game next year. We could end up with some much better universe mode as well, because I've enjoyed this universe mode so far. But if the game was a bit more reliable, I think I'd enjoy it even more. Yeah, at the moment I don't think it's very reliable. I think there's certain situations where things shouldn't happen that do, and because say with the glitches and people getting caught on stuff and staring at their opponent rather than doing moves and simple little things like that. They're easy changes, easy fixes, but they're things they haven't yet improved upon. So hopefully those sort of things will be improved on. The match editor is another big thing that I'm really looking forward to. Based on what Corey Graves said in the previous roster reveal, that's what I'm looking for. There are some very interesting concepts, and even mentioning the likes of obviously Hell in a Cell First Blood matches and stuff like that, and he said there's certain match types that you can make that he's never even seen before in wrestling, and of course that could be interesting. We could really use our creativeness there to bring up some pretty interesting matches. Of course, we don't just make matches just for the sake of it, they have to make sense, but if I could do like a 6-man elimination Hell in a Cell, I know that's essentially Elimination Chamber, but 6-man Hell in a Cell would be pretty nice. Like I've said before, I would like to do a 30-man gauntlet match, a bit like Aztec Warfare and Lucha Underground, where the only way to eliminate people is by pinfall or submission. I'd like to try and do that. And there's loads of different things that we could do, really, and it'd be pretty cool. Okay. So once again, for the second match in a row, Chris Benoit is absent from his own entrance. I think WWE have this sort of thing on Benoit, how they like to try and make sure he doesn't appear in anything. I can't believe it's happened again, don't get me wrong, but... so that's another one of the problems with this year's game, is that 4-man entrances, although 4-man entrances are possible, because of the fact you're allowed 3 managers for a team, or like we got here, we've got a tag team with 2 managers, although 4-man matches are possible, it completely confuses the game with entrances, which is bizarre, because you'd think if they made it possible, they would have made sure it worked, and obviously it doesn't work. Now we know on 2K18, after seeing some of the releases, we know 4-man entrances are a thing because we've seen the entrance of Sanity already been released by IGN. So that is another big improvement that we should have on 2K18, which is going to very much improve our style of play, I think. It's a minor thing, don't get me wrong. Like, it would have been nice to see Benoit and Guerrero come down to the ring with Malenko and Saturn as the managers, but that's not been the case here at the moment, which is a shame, but, you know, don't matter. It's not a major problem as long as we get Benoit and Guerrero in the ring facing off against Jericho and Rey Mysterio. A cracking match that PJ Toby's put together for us here. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be a cracker. So I think the normal team of the Radicals is probably going to be more the Malenko-Saturn side, allowing the likes of Guerrero and Benoit to go singles. But here we go. Match is underway. Guerrero and Jericho to start things off in the opening match here of Mayhem's Cruel Intentions. Now, let me know in the comment section what you think of the arena and so forth. I thought with the tombstones and that, it was a little bit out there, but it sort of made sense with the fact that Matanza Cueto could potentially become our new Mayhem champion here this evening. Brock Lesnar has defeated anybody who's challenged him for that belt so far in this universe mode. However, of course, the one time he has faced off against Matanza Cueto, he was on the losing side. So could that be the same case here this evening? It's been pretty good, actually. It's been a bit more stable, this universe mode, because, of course, in our previous universe modes, because of the way I was having to do the pay-per-views and so forth, it was confusing the game a bit, and we weren't getting many successful championship defenses. Every single match seemed to be a new champion, but since we've changed it to this way of doing it, it seems to have worked a lot better. It seems to have worked a lot better, and we're doing a lot better now. I think it's a bit more stable. We've seen the likes of course, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar and the Hardys have both been the champions for the entirety of this universe mode so far, of Season 2, of course. Also, Asuka was a champion for a pretty long time before she lost the belt at the last pay-per-view. And it has happened on quite a few of the other brands as well. And the likes of... maybe on Octane? No, Octane's changed twice, isn't it, actually? This has been more with the tag team division, of course. I've got Red Dragon and Throwdown have held the belts the entirety of the universe mode. I've also got the Time Splitters on Octane who have held the belts for the whole universe mode as well. Elbow drop to the back there by Chris Benoit. I'd love to see them bring in triple threat tag team matches as well in the next game, because I've sort of missed those. The chances of doing a a triple threat tag team TLC match, bringing the Hardys, Edge and Christian and the Dudleys all back together in that match would be fantastic. I'd like to do that. My lava lamp's broken. How's that happened? That's not a good sign, is it? No man should ever have a broken lava lamp. As Benoit now going off against Mysterio. Of course, the most logical fight in this match, I suppose, would be Guerrero versus Mysterio and Benoit versus Jericho. That would be the cracking way to go. The moment we've not seen those guys in the ring together, as Benoit rolling Mysterio over into the sharpshooter. And Benoit just staring Jericho down there while he's got it locked in, but Mysterio, of course, very flexible, managing to break his way free. Quite small as well, able to roll his body back over underneath Benoit there. Benoit with a backdrop on Mysterio. Brings Mysterio back up to his feet. Mysterio catches him. There's the uppercut on Benoit. And now into that sit-out spinebuster as well. Mysterio brings in Chris Jericho now. What has Jericho got in his locker? Well, gets caught by Benoit straight away into the Northern Lights suplex. But Jericho playing possum, getting back up and taking Benoit down into the hip toss. But Benoit, right hand in the gut of Jericho. Jericho returns a right hand right in the face of Benoit. And this match does have championship written all over it, doesn't it, really? Boot in the face there by Benoit on Jericho. Benoit into the flying shoulder block. And a kick in the spine of Chris Jericho as well. Benoit bringing Jericho back up to his feet. Now Benoit looking to lock in that crippler crossface right in the middle of the ring on Chris Jericho. Will it be enough to make Chris Jericho tap out? It's quite early in the match, but still this is a very painful maneuver. And it is more than possible that Jericho able to roll it through. I'm thinking I'm thinking now for WWE 2K18, Jericho versus Benoit Ultimate Submission match needs to happen at some point, doesn't it? Needs to happen at some point. Guerrero bringing Jericho back up to his feet. Sending him face first into the turnbuckle. Jericho fighting back with the elbow in the face now. Taking Guerrero up, but Guerrero slides out the back. Guerrero now big DDT on Chris Jericho. Guerrero there with a quesadilla. Quesadilla? Quesadilla is a nice Mexican word. Guerrero there with a suplex. Holds the grip and rolls the hip in for a second suplex. And now looking for that trifecta of vertical suplexes, the three amigos. Is that going to be enough to bring Chris Jericho down though? Potentially with the crippler crossface hit earlier on. And this is what I mentioned earlier on about just standing there staring at your grounded opponent rather than actually doing anything. Proof that the glitches I talk of are real. Hopefully we're going to have a very glitch-free episode here this evening because I'd love to sit down and do this all in one go. Only a 1 count there. Oh, is my volume too high? I don't know. Let me drop the volume a little bit. So I have to change the volume for different games at the moment. Hopefully that's a bit better. I'll have to double check. Rey Mysterio now taking Eddie Guerrero up on that top. What has he got planned? Super German suplex. Now Mysterio on top with a double foot stomp on Eddie Guerrero. Mysterio bringing Guerrero back up to his feet. Oh my god, is he going to pull it off? Nope. I've never once seen Mysterio pull that off. I'm going to have to change his moveset, aren't I, really? I know I've been talking about it for so long, but that just doesn't work. I've never seen him once hit the 619 on this game because he can never hit the Hurricanrana in the right area of the ring. I think that needs to be part of his finisher maneuver, I think. Guerrero now locking in the lasso from El Tasso, I believe it was called. The lasso from El Paso, sorry, not El... I got tongue twisted there. Guerrero powerbomb there on Chris Jericho. And Guerrero single-handedly taking down both members of the opposition. Mysterio there rolled over and looked towards his corner. Saw Jericho not there. And Benoit and Guerrero continue the assault, but Mysterio taking control of Benoit. Locking that arm and bringing it into an arm breaker. Painful looking maneuver. Mysterio with a leg drop as well. And now Mysterio heading up top. So he got planned. Oh, very interested here. Going to utilize the finish maneuver of his good friend, well, former good friend, Eddie Guerrero, but Benoit completely no-sells it. Big knee right in the face by Benoit on Mysterio, but Mysterio fighting back, sending Benoit into the corner. Springboard bulldog by Mysterio as well. Now rolls Benoit over into a pin. There it is. 1, 2. Jericho taking out Guerrero, but Benoit able to kick out before the 3. Once again, Mysterio working over that arm of Benoit. And that's a clever idea because, of course, if the arm of Benoit is damaged, it's going to make it very difficult for him to lock in an effective crippler crossface as well. Mysterio now sending Benoit into the corner as Jericho just suplexing Guerrero into the ring. Lucha Libre style arm drag takedown there by Rey Mysterio on Benoit. Guerrero's grounded. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. Mysterio went for the dropkick there. Benoit avoiding it. Benoit now catching Mysterio with the Northern Lights suplex. Let go of the leg pretty late now. Benoit heading up top. Diving headbutt right to Mysterio. And Mysterio no-sells it. Mysterio looking like he was going to go for a kill switch there, but Benoit reversed it. Then Benoit got caught with the bulldog by Mysterio, re-reversing it. Reverse the reversal. Mysterio now heading up top once again. Hang on a minute, did Benoit just turn over? I wasn't paying much attention there. There's the frog splash though by Mysterio. What's he gone for the pin? He's gone for the stamp. Now he's going to go for the pin. Referee slow down, but 1, 2. Jericho gets Guerrero once again. Oh my god, Benoit kicked out at 2. Benoit freaking kicked out at 2. What is Benoit made of? Some incredible resilience on show here. Pin now by Benoit on Mysterio. In there for a 1 count though. And of course, this is worth ranking points to the Radicals. We do ranking points very much on the Freebird basis. So the stable will get ranking points. It doesn't matter who the tag team are though, for example. So any combination of the Radicals will have the Radicals tag team ranking points at stake. Jericho now looking to work over Benoit as well. Stamp on the back of the arm of Benoit. Stamp right in the face as well. Jericho bringing Benoit back up to the Benoit tripping Jericho over. And Benoit doesn't need to make a tag here. He should have took advantage of the situation as Jericho playing possum, knocking Benoit over. Jericho now bringing Benoit back up to his feet and looking to roll him over into the walls. He does have him rolled over, but he's very, very close to the Radicals' corner. Guerrero comes in, but Mysterio catches him. But it wasn't enough. Jericho released the hold there by the looks of it. I think Jericho saw Guerrero coming, didn't realise that Mysterio had his back, and Jericho released the hold. And that has allowed Benoit to take advantage of this match once again. Now Benoit rolls Jericho over into a sharpshooter. Has enough damage been done to the back of Jericho to get this submission? Eddie Guerrero trying to block off Mysterio, the referee right in Guerrero's face, and it's an interesting one. The referee telling Guerrero to get out of the ring, and that allows Mysterio to come in and break up the submission, not the substitution. Benoit now taking down both Jericho and Mysterio. Nice front back suplex there. There's a pin by Benoit. 1, 2, and Mysterio's there to break it up. Benoit brings Jericho back up, now gets her in the back. There's one German, keeps the grip and rolls the hip. There's the second German, again keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Looking for the trifecta of German suplexes there by Chris Benoit. The swear word in WWE rolled. And here we go, locking it in. The crippler crossface, middle of the ring. Guerrero across to block off Mysterio. Is Jericho going to tap? Mysterio breaks free from Guerrero, but Guerrero again trying to block him off, but Mysterio avoids it and does manage to break up the submission. What a match this has turned out to be between these 4 guys. And if this is anything compared to what we've got to see for the rest of the night, we're going to have a cracking show. Jericho rolling Benoit over. Only for a 1 count though. Jericho back away into a corner. What's he looking for here? Springboard frog splash to the back of Chris Benoit. Benoit's back up now. Arm breaker on Chris Jericho. Jericho now elbow right to the face. Now taking Benoit up. Benoit fighting his way out the suplex over the elbow to the head. Now into a belly-to-belly slam. Benoit brings in Eddie Guerrero. What does Guerrero have planned here? A kick right in the face of Jericho. What I would expect really from Guerrero. Nice little kick in the face. And now Jericho has been busted open as Guerrero makes his way up top. There's... Oh, I thought he was going to go for a frog splash. He goes for the back senton. 2... And there we go, the 3 count. Benoit takes Mysterio off the apron. And it is free. It is free? It is a victory for the Radicals. A 3 count. That's where I was going with that. I wonder where I was going with that for a second. That was Mysterio breaking free from the sharpshooter earlier on in the match. That was the finish, the Three Amigos. The frog splash earlier on in the match. Again, only enough for a 2. I can't believe the stuff that Benoit kicked out of this match. Really showing incredible resilience and really should have been defeated much earlier on in this match, but was able to hold on, and that allowed Guerrero the chance to come in the ring and finish it off. There was that big back senton. Decided against the frog splash, but evidently it was enough, and Benoit came across and took Mysterio off the apron. And there we go, a victory for the Radicals here. And fairly deserved as well, actually. A good win. And like I said, that's going to go for them in the ranking points. Singles points for both Benoit and Guerrero. And of course, like I said, tag team points for the tag team. Of course, it is a pay-per-view as well, so they will get double tag team points, which might just force them into the tag team championship picture for our final pay-per-view. Who knows? And the next match then into our weird and wonderful tour of Mayhem is Asuka taking on the Mayhem champion Sasha Banks for the belt. And here we go then. First championship match of the evening. And it's a pretty good one. Of course, Asuka held the belt for quite some time on Mayhem, but Sasha won it at the last pay-per-view. And of course, remember, the champions will be staying on their brands for Season 3 of SWE, which will of course be WWE 2K18. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how we pull this one off. So of course, Asuka making her way to the ring. And yeah, it'd be interesting who the champions are. Of course, we have one more pay-per-view left, so things could all still completely change. But like I said, champions will stay on the brands they're with, and anybody aligned with the champion. Although, I think myself and PJW are going to have a sit down, and we're going to discuss what we're going to keep from this and what we're going to change. Because I feel like we want to try and stick true to SW and what we created, but in some cases, I think a fresh start might be justified. Like at the moment, we have Enzo and Cass as a tag team. However, I feel on 2K18, we probably might split Enzo and Cass up and have them on separate brands. Same potentially with, well, just because they're split, they mean they'll be on separate brands, but they'll be drafted separately. Same with DIY, although we're not sure about. Well, I think we will with DIY, but the only issue I've got is that DIY will have their DIY attire, DIY entrance, and DIY music. So it won't be a major problem, don't get me wrong, but yeah, we'll have to. We're going to sit down and have a conversation once we know exactly who's on the game, and we know all the cores we're going to download. Then we can decide what we want to do stable-wise and so forth. But I promise you, either way, it's going to end up being much better than Season 2. I can feel it. I can feel it's going to be a special one. It's Season 3. Season 3 of SWE is going to be where it is all at. So Asuka in the ring. And here comes the Mayhem Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. Defeated Asuka last month in a triple threat match, of course, involving Eva Lise as well. And now Sasha has her first opportunity to defend her belt. And so far, we've only ever seen 3 women's champions here on Mayhem. And of course, they were Sasha, Eva Lise, and Asuka. So, and that's, of course, across Season 1 as well. All 3 of those ladies were on Season 1 and Season 2, both on Mayhem. So, I really need to pull my finger out next year on the female draft, I think, just to try and make sure that I do get the people that I want, because I think I did pretty well with the draft in a lot of ways, but I think female wrestlers was one of the ways that I didn't do very well, and I think as time goes on, I think we'll want to have a much stronger female roster next year. I think there's going to be a lot more women in the game. Already we've seen Maurice, Ember Moon, and Mickie James added to the game, so that's 3 new women. Of course, we did have Ember Moon and Mickie James anyway as cores, but to have the actual versions on the game are a lot better. So there we go, that is what it's all for. The Mayhem Women's Champion. My beer's repeating on me now. The Mayhem Women's Championship. Asuka versus Sasha Banks. The referee rings the bell and we are underway. Sasha Banks' first championship defense here on Mayhem. Can she keep a hold of the belt and keep herself on Mayhem, or will Asuka regain her championship lost at the last pay-per-view in that triple threat match? Now, I'm not quite sure what PJW wants to happen here. I've got a feeling that PJW would want Asuka to win the belt back, because PJW is a big fan of Asuka, and if he can guarantee having her for 2K18, I think he'd be very happy with that. But of course, it's not down to him, it's down to the game what happens. Of course, we do have Shabby Mania still to come. I'm feeling that Shabby Mania might be a bigger show. I'm thinking that Shabby Mania might be a 10-match card rather than a 7-match card. Just because it's the big finale, I want to do something special. I think that'd be pretty good. Scoop slam there by Asuka, who is in control of the match at the moment. Of course, both these ladies like to utilise submissions as their finisher manoeuvres. Sasha Banks with a bank statement. Of course, the backstabber into the crossface. Asuka with the Asuka lock. Modified chicken wing sort of manoeuvre, isn't it, really? So if either of those two moves were to be locked in, we could have a guaranteed winner there and then. Very difficult manoeuvres to get out of. Oh, big kick there by Sasha right to the side of the head of Asuka, who still has not moved up into the main roster and still not lost her championship. It's crazy, really. But I feel like what they might be doing is they might be saving this. I feel like Asuka versus the winner of the Mae Young Classic, which I just have a feeling might end up being Kairi Sane. I think if that does happen, that could be an outstanding match. Of course, two of the best female wrestlers in the entire world. Of course, unfortunately, Io Shirai was unable to keep her contract, but I think we'll still try and download Io Shirai for 2K18. She is, as I believe, one of the best, if not the best. Well, I watched the Watch Culture video recently. I don't normally like doing that, but PJ Toby told me to. And it was the 10 best wrestlers outside of WWE. And Io Shirai was the only female on the list. So it sort of gives you an indication of what is thought of her. Sasha with a pin, only enough for a 2 count. Now stalking Asuka. Could Sasha make short work of Asuka here? Spins around. There we go. There's the backstabber. Rolls through into the bank statement as well. Locked in. Is Asuka going to tap? Not at the moment. Asuka fighting through the pain. Is she able to break free from the submission though? That's the big question. Oh, she does. Rolls Sasha up into a pin. Only enough for a 2 count. Asuka now bringing Sasha into the middle of the ring and dropping it in a backdrop. Sasha rolls out just to get a little bit of a break. Then Asuka catches her on the way back in with that kick in the back. Now Asuka, arm breaker. Asuka sending Sasha over the top. Brings her back in the hard way. A spinning heel kick there by Asuka, followed up by the hip attack. Oh, only a 1 count. Is that 1 count? Must be a 2 count, surely. Asuka following. Oh, Sasha just landed neck first on that bottom rope and bounced back up. That looked very painful. Asuka now neck breaker on Sasha. And since that bank statement, Sasha just seems to have lost all control of this match, and Asuka seems to have taken full control. Head scissors takedown by Asuka on Sasha Banks. Again, Asuka fighting back, but Sasha catches her in that front chancery. That's the word I was looking for. Sasha taking Asuka down into the over-the-top cutter. Can Sasha take control of this one once again? Neck breaker by Sasha into the pin on Asuka. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Sasha heading up to the top rope, stalking Asuka. Asuka making her way slowly back up to her feet. And there's the drop kick. Asuka now sending Sasha into the corner. Can she follow up? Now Sasha turns it around into that neck breaker. There's the pin. Referee so slow down. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Only a 2 count. I can't believe that Asuka kicked out of that, to be honest. I really can't. Sasha was looking there for the Asuka lock, but Sasha was looking there for the bank statement, but Asuka turns it around into an Asuka lock. Is Sasha going to tap? Are we going to have another new champion? Or can Sasha survive this? She's surviving so far. But how long will she survive for? Oh, Sasha breaking free. Sasha now over the top with a... Well, went for the backbreaker, I think, but broken free. Sasha with the... sorry, Asuka with the arm break. I'm getting me women mixed up here, aren't I? German suplex by Asuka again into the ropes, and I think Sasha's neck caught the top rope that time. Again, only a 2 count though. Asuka completely misses the dropkick, and Sasha catches that big running clothesline. Sasha doing more damage to the arms as well. Whether that's setting up potentially for a bank statement maybe again. Ah, that's interesting. So it just popped up my Twitter feed next to me here as I'm recording that WWE apparently are considering adding a mid-card championship to NXT, which would be great. I think that NXT... I might have to do a video on this soon, I think. As Sasha wins it there. Locked in the straight jacket neckbreaker on Asuka, and it was a pretty good match. Both women really went tooth and nail in this one. And it was a great victory. And Sasha Banks successfully retains the championship at her first attempt against Asuka. And if Sasha can do that one more time, of course, at Shabby Mania, then Sasha will be guaranteed a place on Mayhem for Season 3 of SWE. I'm happy with that. It's a good victory, actually. Like I said, I'm not bothered who the champion is. Right? It's not my brand anyway, but I really do want to maintain having some sort of stability. I think title changes too often are a problem. However, belts do change hands often in WWE. It's not a major problem. But I don't want them to change back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over and over again. So that was Asuka's guaranteed rematch. If she wants another, I think she's going to have to earn it, I believe. Let's see what PJ Toby's got planned anyway. So there she is. Sasha Banks. Still your Mayhem Women's Champion. And like I said, can she guarantee her place on Mayhem for Season 3? Only one more match stands in her way. And that will be at Shabby Mania. I'm looking forward to Shabby Mania now. I don't want it to come to an end, but at the same time, I want it to come to... I don't want it to come to an end, but at the same time, I'm really looking forward to starting fresh on a brand new game with brand new wrestlers and brand new mechanics, brand new graphics, brand new everything. Hopefully a game that doesn't delete your save file every 4 months as well. And next up then is going to be our next championship match of the evening. We have got the club challenging the Hardys for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. And here we go then. Tag Team Championship action is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said earlier on, the Hardy Boys have held this belt now for quite a considerable amount of time. And it would be nice, well, I don't say it'd be nice, if somebody else was to hold it for a little bit of time. But I'm not going to, again, I'm not going to take sides. Whoever wins, wins. I have a C+ rating on... Social Blade, my channel. I only gained 6 subscribers in the last 30 days. I think this game's become a little bit stale now, hasn't it? Not a lot of people are looking for this, which is a bit of a shame. But when 2K18 comes out, hopefully we'll have a nice burst of new people in. Of course, I do thank all you guys who are still here. You've been knocking around for a while. Nice. It's nice to have a lot of people knocking around. Thing is, because a lot of you watch the videos every day and you comment every day, I got to know quite a lot of you as well as time goes on, which is pretty cool. Oh wow, how does it do that? Huh. I've got 2 badges on Social Blade. Social Blade is basically a website where you can keep track of your channel. Gives you a lot of different information. Including live subscriber counts as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I've got 2 badges apparently. I've got a badge for uploading 500 or more videos, and a badge for linking 3 or more social media accounts. Didn't realise I'd done that. I've actually got... I keep forgetting I've got this Facebook page. Wow. I did not use this Facebook page at all. That's not good, is it? Somebody sent me a video. Someone sent me a... Where's this then? Oh, well, I got a message back on the 23rd of March 2016, and I've not even read it yet. That's how bad my... That's how bad my my Facebook page is. I do apologise for my poor lack of doing anything on Facebook. I never really used it. I'm not really a big Facebook fan, to be honest with you. So I never really bother with it, but to be honest, but there you go. So we go then, these are the challengers. Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, or Luke Gallows if you will. I always keep calling the wrong name. The Club, of course. And they are taking on the current tag team champions, who have been the champions ever since the week after their debut in SWE, of course. Broken Matt Hardy and Bravo Nero, the Hardy Boys, the Broken Hardys if you will. And like I said, they have been our tag team champions now for quite a considerable amount of time. Held the belts for well over 2, maybe 3 months now. Like I said, I think they debuted in month number 2 of season 1. We had another month and a half after they debuted. And of course we've had now 2.5, 3 months of season 2 as well. And they have held the belts for an incredibly long time. Probably our most long-serving champions of all time here in SWE. But could it all come to an end here this evening? Or are they confident enough that they'll keep a hold of these belts here? Only time will tell. Gallows now bringing Matt Hardy back up, but there's a jawbreaker. Of course, both these guys, or both these teams, should I say, are currently on Raw brand as well in WWE together. And hopefully the hopefully the Hardy Boys are going to be part of the WWE 2K18 roster. Of course, we are unsure at this point in time whether that is true or not. We have not yet had their names announced. However, WrestleMania weekend is generally the cut-off of these sort of things. And they did debut at the WrestleMania weekend, so it's potential that we could see them at there. But there's also potential they could end up being downloadable content, so I'm not going to worry too much. I would like to have them, but if worse comes to worse, and we have to download them, it's not the end of the world. I just didn't want to stoop that low. I wanted to have them as real official characters on the game. Especially because of what they are as well. It'd be stupid if they didn't have them on the game, really. I've not really yet got any reference points to it yet. Of course, we've got Mickie James, but she debuted a long time ago. We've got Emma Moon debuted a long time ago. They're new. Bobby Roode debuted in NXT a long time ago. So we've got quite a lot of new people announced already, but nobody roughly the same sort of time. If I do start to see Aleister Black or Drew McIntyre, then I'll sort of get some sort of idea of roughly the time frames we're looking at. I did read something the other day as well, actually, a little bit of a cheeky little surprise. Apparently that 4 people, which is a little bit disappointing, but at the same time I'm happy to get at least 4 people, but 4 of the UK talent were scanned. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be on the game, because there were people who were scanned previously who didn't make it onto the game. So yeah, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to be on the game, but I hope it will mean that. But they could end up being DLC or all sorts, really. As, oh, Jeff Hardy there just tripping Luke Gallows over on the apron. And Carl Anderson sending Jeff Hardy up the ramp. Now this is an iffy one because, of course, if the Hardy Boys lose by countout, the championships will not change hands. So this match has to end inside the ring. The Hardys can retain their championships by countout. Championships advantage and that sort of stuff, but... So we're going to have to watch this because I don't want... If this does end up as a countout, I will end up redoing the match though, I will admit. I'm not going to... I'm not having a pay-per-view match. We had it last time at Throwdown. I don't want to have another one. I felt really bad last time. Oh, Carl Anderson sending Jeff Hardy straight into the ring steps. Referee being pretty lenient with the counts. We're at a 7 count. Again, Jeff into the ring steps and... Come on, Carl, throw him back in the ring. Carl does throw him back in the ring. Gallows, get back in... What are you doing, people? Get in the ring! Oh my god, this game. I hate it so much. Oh, Carl Anderson was the legal man. I thought Luke Gallows... Well, it doesn't matter. We're both in the ring. No double count-outs. We're fine. We are fine. I can retreat my hate for this game a little bit longer. Stamping on the back of the arm there of Carl Anderson. A big kick in the arm as well. And another kick in the shoulder. As Jeff now bringing Carl back up to his feet. And now looking for that sunset flip bomb. Jeff trying to... What is that all about? What is that all about? What? I don't know. I have no idea what that was. Right. So Carl Anderson brings in Luke Gallows. That's been a tag team work here. Carl Anderson taking Jeff Hardy up into the double-handed chokeslam. Carl Anderson blocking off Matt Hardy, but it was only enough for the 2 count on Jeff. Gallows now just pinching the shoulder of Jeff Hardy. Gallows bringing Jeff back up to his feet, sends him into the corner. But Jeff fighting back. There it is, the whisper in the wind by Jeff Hardy. There's a pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. I don't know where Matt was off to. He was just lost, I think. He was really just going everywhere. Really just going everywhere he was. Gallows now bringing Jeff back up. Big right hand to the gut and then takes him in for a choke slam. There he goes, up and down. Gallows using his strength, and that's what I think the club need to do more here, is use their strength, because that is the key to them. It's all about the strength. Big boot in the back of the leg now by Gallows on Jeff Hardy, now bringing Jeff back up to his feet. Into the corner. Could we potentially see a magic killer? It looks like they're lining up for it, taking him up. There's the magic killer by the club on Jeff Hardy. Can Gallows block off? Oh, he didn't. He didn't block him off, and Matt Hardy got there just in time to break that off. Carl Anderson now gets taken down with the arm drag. Matt Hardy re-enters the ring. What can he do? Can he take control of this match now? They're struggling, aren't they? They're really struggling. The club really giving probably the biggest threat to the Hardyz Championships until now. I don't think anybody's quite been this... I don't think anyone's quite struggled this much, to be honest. I don't think anyone's pushed the Hardys to struggle this much, let's say. There's the running strike there by Carl Anderson, now up on his feet. Stalking Matt Hardy. There's the ace crusher. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Gallows are taking Jeff Hardy out, but it wasn't quite enough. Wasn't quite enough. Anderson now heads up to the top. I can't believe that the Hardy boys are being taught such a lesson here by the club. Diving neckbreaker there by Carl Anderson now on broken Matt Hardy, now sent into that far corner. Oh, flatliner into the middle turnbuckle. And now in comes Luke Gallows. Straight into a pin. But for some reason, Carl Anderson broke it. I don't think he meant to break it, but you know. The old grapple at anything situation that happens normally. Elbow in the head there by Luke Gallows and clothesline straight over the top. Broken Matt Hardy lays in a heap on the ground down below. Can Carl Anderson take control of the situation? Anderson now stomping on the grounded Matt. You see Jeff trying to not get involved, but now he does. With that dropkick. But I think he might have caught Matt more than he caught Carl Anderson there, to be honest with you. Matt, has he busted open him? No, he's not. I thought he was busted open there for a second. Matt Sell sends Carl Anderson straight back into the ring. Elbow across the head. Now slides back in himself. Now can he take advantage? Matt bringing Anderson back up now into the side effect. I'll tell you what, if the Hardys can come back and win this match, that will show great resilience from them because they really were looking in trouble earlier on. We're going for here, Jeff. Big forearm in the corner. Stalking Carl Anderson. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The twist of fate by Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy. Is that going to be enough to keep Carl Anderson down? There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, broken Matt Hardy blocked off Luke Gallows, but still, Carl Anderson was able to kick out. Wow. That is pretty much insane, that is. Can't believe Carl Anderson had it in him to survive that. As Jeff with a forearm and a second forearm as well. Into the sling blade. Brings Carl Anderson back up, but Carl Anderson playing possum now, taking Jeff Hardy down. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. This is a big, big chance if I'm brand new tag team champions here. Like I said earlier on, probably the biggest opportunity we've had so far when brand new tag team champions. The club are looking insane. Insanely good here. Standing moonsault by Jeff. And now the double legs to the inside of the quads there. Let's call them the quads, eh? Of Carl Anderson. Jeff Hardy now stalking Carl Anderson. Looking for a second twist of fate. Carl bounces nicely towards the Hardy's corner. There's the pin. 1, 2. And 3. And the Hardy Boys once again retain their tag team championships here on Mayhem. Is there anybody who can defeat this tag team? Anybody? If there is, they're going to have to make themselves known at Shabby Mania now. And PJ Tovey, you've got your work cut out, mate. Either that, or you're guaranteeing yourself the Hardy Boys for Season 3 of the SWE Universe mode. Hopefully the Hardy Boys are on the game and not the Hardy Boy cause, though. That's the plan, anyway. So good win here, then. I'm surprised. I said the way that it was going, the way that the club was working, I just didn't assume that we would see this pan out the way it did. I felt like the club had this in the bag, really. They were walking all over the Hardy Boys at one point. And there was the second of the twist of fate. You see him just bounce towards the corner of the Hardys. And there was the pin for the 1, the 2, and the 3 count. So great victory there for the Hardys once again. They march on, still Mayhem Tag Team Champions, and continue their reign of dominance here on Mayhem. And their reign of dominance here in SWE. Like I said, I don't think anybody has held a championship for quite as long as these two guys have at SWE in the past. And of course, it's still not over. The reign of tag team dominance continues on. Who will challenge the Hardys at Shabby Mania? The ball's in your court, Mr. BJ Tovey. And here we go, someone who's looking to have a bit of a better night than the rest of his stable. Of course, Finn Balor takes on Naomichi Marafuji one-on-one. And here we go then in what it could be an absolute super match, this one. Marafuji versus Finn Balor. The best that Noah has to offer against one of the best in the world, of course, in Finn Balor as well. It is going to be immense, this one. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. It has to be. There's no way it can't be. No way it can't be. And there he is, of course, Naomichi Marafuji. Been working a bit of Impact Wrestling recently as part of the Super X Cup or World Cup, whatever it's called. I've got no idea. I've sort of lost a little bit of hope in TNA. And then PJ Tovey told me that Jim Cornette had come back, and I lost even more hope in TNA, to be honest. But I'm going to have a look at it. They've signed half the Lucha Underground roster now over the next few weeks, so I'll have a little look at TNA, see what I think. Give it another try. See how things go. But this could be interesting. I want to see more of Marafuji. Marafuji is a man who has main evented a New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view this year. And TNA bring him in as an enhancement talent for American indie wrestlers. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. As we await the arrival of the one, the only, the Demon, Mr. Finn Balor. Mr. freaking Finn Balor joining us here. And will PJ Toe be able to keep a hold of Finn Balor for Season 3? Of course, he's had Balor for both Season 1 and Season 2 of SWE due to Finn Balor being his television champion. He's television champion at the end of Season 1, so he wasn't even up for grabs in the draft. However, I feel that in Season 3, again, like I mentioned earlier on, me and Peter, we'd have to discuss how we feel about certain groups and whether to keep them together or to split them up. And I feel like maybe allowing Finn Balor to go on his own away from the club. I'm not sure yet how we're going to play it out. Like I said, once we know exactly who's in the game, I think we'll have a little bit of a sit down and we might decide what we look to do in the future. There's potential of having a massive Bullet Club, or there's potential of Bullet Club spanning across several brands, maybe? That could be interesting. That could be interesting, actually. Having a Bullet Club presence on each brand. Having the Elite on one brand. Having... I don't know, having Guerrillas of Destiny and Bad Luck Fale on another brand, potentially. Having Finn Balor, Gallows and Anderson on another brand. Maybe having AJ Styles and another two guys on another brand. It's a concept that we could look at that. Potentially having some sort of Bullet Club presence across several different brands. I like that, actually. Might be something I might have to bring up to Mr. Tovey. I brought up some really good ideas, and he's brought up some fantastic ideas already for Season 3. We are really gonna go hell to leather on Season 3. If you've enjoyed Season 2, Season 3 is just going to be that much better, I think. It really is. It's the way the world is going. My beer's empty, that's not good. I've got to watch a thrilling match like this with no beer. What is the world coming to? First world problems, eh? First world freaking problems. Finn Balor versus Naomichi Marafuji. Yeah, I'm hoping we get some surprise entrance into the game, into 2K18 as well. Because so far with the roster reveals, there's been no surprises. There's been people we've expected to see in Akira Tozawa, Sanity. The only surprise entrance so far actually is probably Sawyer Fulton. But we got Sanity, we got Akira Tozawa last week as well. This week we got Bobby Roode, we got Ember Moon and Mickie James as new people. I'm hoping as time goes on we're going to get more and more and more. And of course, if they're going to add like an extra 70 names, more or less, 70 odd names onto what we've currently got on this year's game, then we should, in theory, have quite a lot of new people being added. But so far, we've only seen a few. I'm assuming 1 week we're just going to have like a brand new list of names. I want to see some new legends as well. I think the $1 Million Man would be a nice one. And who else? King Kong Bundy, maybe? Of course, he main evented a WrestleMania. I know he's not the most amazing name you can have, but... it'd be interesting if they went for another non-WWE one. Maybe like some old WCW ones, because of course they own all that sort of footage and that now. I'm not sure who I could even think of really off the top of my head, but... be amazed if they started to hide a few unlockables in the game as well. Like, I'd love to have the Shockmaster. Wouldn't that be amazing? It would really be a waste of time, but just for like us sort of wrestling smarks, having the Shockmaster in there would be quite a funny little addition, I think. But no, there's some really good people. Like me and Peter Tova were only talking the other day about the Four Horsemen. Of course, we've got Ric Flair and we've got Arn Anderson on the game, but it'd be nice to have a full Four Horsemen. We could make a full Four Horsemen out of people that are on the game, but people like Lex Luger and Brian Pillman and so forth, and Sting, maybe. Was Sting in it? I think Sting was in it for a very, very short period of time. Like, incredibly short. But we'd rather use the proper people. So, yeah, I'm hoping we do get some new ones. The Four Horsemen, you've got to think the Four Horsemen are in the Hall of Fame as a stable, so why not have them on the game? I think 2K should look through the Hall of Fame and think, right, these are people that we obviously think are good enough to go in the Hall of Fame, so these are the legends we should be looking at. And granted, there's some people in there we probably won't get, like, I'm not sure, it'd be nice to have Abdullah the Butcher, of course, in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not so sure he would be involved because of, obviously, some of the issues he's had in the past. But like I say, only time will tell. I thought it was going to be a roster reveal for 4 weeks, but it looks like it might end up being more than that now. Because they only released 37 names this week, so what's that? It's 47 plus 37, which is 84. So they released 84 names so far out of the 100. No, so it's possible. It's possible we're going to have the full amount over the next 2 weeks. But it's supposed to be, I think the rumour is 192 on disc, plus DLC. That's the rumour that I've been reading recently. And at the moment we've got 120 on disc. No, 120 including DLC, I think. So that new 70 names is going to be the interesting one. Marafuji now. Dragon suplex there on Finn Balor. Stamped on the back of the head of Finn as well. Marafuji bringing Finn up into a dropkick to the back of the head. Marafuji bringing Finn back up. The Finn catching Marafuji there with the shoulder block. Into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Finn Balor now locking in their head scissors. But Marafuji breaks free. Of course, Marafuji has got the strikes, which Finn is going to have to keep an eye out for those strikes. You don't know when they're going to come, or where they're going to come from. They can really catch you off guard. But at the moment, he's got bigger problems here. Super backdrop by Marafuji on Finn Balor. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. As Marafuji now dragging the arm of Finn Balor back. Really contorting the body part. Before stamping on that arm. Went for the kick in the back, but Balor avoids it. Balor catching Marafuji now into a Russian leg sweep. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. And of course, don't forget, we still have another 3 matches for you after this one. We've got next up Hogan versus Austin versus Cena in a triple threat across the ages. We've got Seth Rollins defending his television championship against Sting. And then, of course, we have our main event, Brock Lesnar versus the monster Matanza Cueto for the Mayhem Championship. Marafuji now, fisherman suplex. Brings Balor back up. Oh my god, the headlock driver there by Marafuji on Finn Balor. That could have knocked Balor unconscious. 1, 2. Only a 2. This match continues. Marafuji sending Balor into the corner. Marafuji now looking for the sliced bread on Finn Balor. And Marafuji's taken full control of this match. 2. Wow, Marafuji's done it. The sliced bread was enough to finish off Finn Balor. And Naomichi Marafuji might not have had the best of debuts here in SWE. But his first pay-per-view appearance is the word I'm looking for. Definitely seems to have turned things around in his favour. Of course, he lost his debut match against Seth Rollins in the main event of the first Mayhem of this month. This is his next appearance after that. He's picked up a big victory over Finn Balor, of course, at a pay-per-view. So it's worth double points. This is worth 10 for him, which is definitely going to put him back in a decent position. Whether he's done enough to guarantee himself a place at Shabby Mania, I don't know. Like I said, I think I might push Shabby Mania for a longer show. It's going to be our big special Shabby Mania. I feel like pushing it to 10 matches might be a good one. Maybe split the show into 2 halves. Part 1 and Part 2. All uploaded on the same day, don't get me wrong. That might be a good idea. Just so we can ensure that we give the best possible pay-per-view for the final of Shabby Mania. Naomichi Marafuji victorious here over Finn Balor. He's finally happy. He has finally arrived. His first victory in SWE. And it was a big one at a pay-per-view as well. Now that is what you call a happy man. And now it's time for the triple threat across the generations. That match looks like it could be insane. Triple threat matches in this game are generally quite good anyway. But these 3 can make it even better. And of course these are the 3 I speak of. John Cena representing the current day. Stone Cold Steve Austin representing the Attitude Era. And Hollywood? No, normal Hulk Hogan. The real American Hulk Hogan representing the golden age of wrestling. And here we go. Here comes the match that I've been waiting for. I don't know about you guys. I've been looking forward to this one. I thought this was going to be really good. And it is looking very good as well. Again, 3 guys who span the genres. John Cena, a man that both myself and PJ Toby weren't too sure whether we wanted or not for this universe mode, but PJ Toby finding a good spot for him, really. He had a main event match a few weeks ago against Batista. Unfortunately, lost that one for him. But now getting himself a pay-per-view match as well. And it's interesting to see how myself and PJ Toby are using all these guys. Of course, like I said, one major difference between this SWE and the previous SWE, the previous first brand we did, is that this second show we've actually been writing all of the month's shows in one go. Not necessarily writing them all ahead because of course we don't know what's going to happen, but penciling the matches in to make sure that everyone gets a fair opportunity to show what they can do. Then obviously we would create the #1 contendership matches and so forth, or create the storylines in the cases of some brands. I would like to do more storylines, but it's very difficult with the limitations on this game. If we had the storyline editor on this game, I think we could do a lot of good work. But unfortunately we don't, and the video editor is okay. It's okay, is the best I can say. It has some pretty incredible limitations. But I'm sure we can work towards it. I'm sure we can do something. I'm sure we can pull something out of the bag. Tell you what, the screenshots of the new game look amazing. And here we go then. Here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. The man, the myth, the legend. Representing the Attitude Era of wrestling. See, I wonder whether this match would have been more suited to The Rock, to be honest. But PJ Toby did point out that Austin was the main draw at the time. But for me, The Rock was the man who... sort of was the man at that time, if that makes any sense. He was the Hogan, he was the Cena of his generation. Austin was a very different style of character. But Austin, like I said, was the main man at that time. He was the main man that that really dominated. If it wasn't for Austin, we don't know where WWE would be, even if it did exist. And of course, here comes the real American Hulk Hogan. I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. Be interesting if Hogan might be on the new game. That'd be pretty cool. I know he probably won't be because of his history, but you never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened in the past. But it'd be nice to have a real Hogan. This Hogan isn't bad when you look at it, actually. It's not a bad one. It could be better if it was a real version. Of course, it would be better because the clothing and that would be correct. And a lot of the clothing on this game does look very much painted on the bodies, rather than having an actual texture to it. Look at the necklace, for example. It's completely solid on his body. Whereas, yeah, it'd be nice to have the real one on the game, because of course the cores are great for certain people, but the real Hogan would be nice. But of course, we don't know what's happening. There has been rumours that WWE are interested in bringing Hogan back for WrestleMania. The thing is, the man said some stupid stuff. The man has some, and you can't defend some of the stuff he said, but at the same time, you know, it's I don't know. I'm probably not the best person to ask, considering we've got Chris Benoit in our universe mode. I think Hogan is Hogan's a kitten based on Chris Benoit, though, isn't he? Really, but you know what I mean. Probably not the best conversation to be having right now, eh? Bringing the people into WWE that, or bringing the people into SWE that WWE refuse to acknowledge exists. Hogan, Benoit, CM Punk. Hell, let's bring in Demolition. Hogan now catching Austin. Sorry, I've got a fresh beer in between matches. How seamless was that? You didn't even notice me disappear from my fresh beer between the matches. So of course, 2 more matches left after this one: the Television Championship match, and of course the Television Championship match, and of course the Mayhem Championship match as well. Hogan now bringing Cena back up, but Cena catching Hogan with the uppercut. Then Austin comes flying in from behind with the Bulldog on Hogan. Cena with the clothesline. Now Hogan catching Cena. Big knee strike right in the face. Now, I don't want to talk too much about it, because I don't want to end up creating myself any problems, but I feel like... God, come a bit closer. I'm going to tell you a secret. I feel like the likes of Hogan and Cena might suit my Throwdown brand for the 2K18 universe mode. I'm whispering so PJ Toby doesn't hear. I'm thinking it would be a great way to strengthen our United States Championship division by having quite a few real patriot Americans. I don't know. I like the idea. Plus, it would really give a lot of strength to that United States Championship on our brand as well. I like it. I like it. But you just don't tell PJ Toby what I said, because I don't want him coming into the draft knowing what I want to do and try and take it away from me. John Cena now with the front chancery on Austin, and look who's going to go for a powerbomb or a power drive potentially on Austin, but Austin throwing him over his shoulder. Big knee strike in the face. And Hogan with the strongest slam, bringing Austin back up, but Austin playing possum, catching Hogan with the shoulder block. These 3 guys are all incredible wrestlers, very high rated. It's going to be difficult to keep one of them down, in fairness. Especially a triple threat match when the other 2 are looking to defeat one. It's going to be very tricky. Cena trying to take his opportunity at the moment, of course, while Hogan's down on the outside. Cena now with the pin there on Austin. Austin breaking free. Hogan catching Cena. Takes him up into a fall-away slam. Nice. But Austin now trying to catch Hogan unaware, but Hogan catching Austin. Big clothesline to the back of Austin there by Hogan. Hogan bringing Austin back up to his feet. Into the corner he goes. What's Hogan got in his locker? Of course, this is retro Hogan. He's a bit younger, a bit more agile than these previous runs in WWE. Big uppercut there by Austin. Oh, into a stunner. Austin stuns Hogan. Cena jumps in, trying to take advantage of the situation. If Cena can take Austin out, but he can't because he can't get past Hogan who's on the floor because he doesn't have the AI to realise he's got to step over him. Austin now sending Cena into the corner. And that stunner came out of nowhere really on Hogan. Hogan is just about getting back up to his feet now. Struggling a bit though. Now Cena taking Hogan up. Into the front slam. Are we going to see... No, he's going straight for the pin. I thought he might go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but goes straight for the pin. Of course, Hogan was stunned, but he's had a bit of time to recover from that, and it is only a 2 count. Cena now with a headlock and the elbows right in the forehead of Hogan. Again, another pin, but Austin still down on the outside, struggling here, Austin. Only a 2 count once again. Austin back in the ring. Catching Cena, looking for that gut-wrench suplex, but Cena fighting him free. And Cena actually dropping Austin onto Hogan, doing damage to both guys at once. Hogan's still down as Cena lining up Austin. Up on the shoulders he goes. Into the attitude adjustment. There's the pin. Hogan's down. 1, 2. Oh, and Austin kicked out. Austin freaking kicked out. Cena sending Hogan into the corner. Hogan now dropping an arm right in the back of Cena. Hogan bringing Cena back up and takes him up into looking for a powerbomb, but no, Cena breaks free. Cena dragging Hogan in, looking for that gut wrench, and Hogan this time reversing it, sending Cena over. Austin catching Hogan with a quick roll up. 1, 2. Oh, and Hogan breaks free. Austin almost still in this victory with a quick roll up there on Hogan. Hogan avoiding the kick in the back into a Saito suplex. Pin of his own. 1, 2. Cena's in to break it, but Austin kicked out at 2 anyway. Hogan now with the elbows right in the shoulders of Cena. Or Austin, should I say. Cena standing right up to Hogan. Cena sending Hogan into the corner. Up on the top turnbuckle he goes. Cena now looking for a superplex. And there it is, superplex. Hogan rolls out the ring. Cena looking to stalk Austin, but Austin caught Cena straight away. Austin, I think there's a stomp of mud holding them, but no, brings him out the hard way, out the corner, into the pin once again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Kick in the back there by Austin. Austin now stalking Cena. Hogan's down the outside. If Austin can stun Cena, he could have the victory. There's the stunner by Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's the pin. Hogan's down. 1, 2. Oh, and Cena kicked out the stunner. Wow. Cena kicked out of a freaking stunner. Hogan. Fall-away slam, launching Austin across the ring now. Dropping into a pin on Cena for himself. 1, 2. Only a 2 count once again. Does Hogan have a leg dropper potentially? He's not used one yet in this match. Oh, maybe he does. The atomic leg drop by Hulk Hogan. There's the pin on Cena. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2 again. What? And Hogan, a second leg drop on Cena. There's the pin, but right in front of Austin. Austin breaks it straight away. Hollywood. I keep calling him Hollywood. I just get used to it because that was the age of Hogan I remember the most, because that was when I was at the right time for wrestling, I suppose. Wow, what a match. What a match here. Powerbomb there by Hogan on Stone Cold Steve Austin as Cena slowly getting back up to his feet. Cena now has been stunned and taken 2 atomic leg drops in this match. He can't have a lot left in the locker, surely. We've got Austin in one corner, and we've got Hogan in the other. Cena with a clothesline straight into Hogan. Now marches over towards Austin, knee in the gut. Cena up to the top. And there's the super famouser. Cena now locking in that reverse chin lock. Just trying to slow the pace down a bit, I think. Just trying to earn himself a little bit of energy back. But if he'd locked in maybe an STFO, then he might get the pin. Austin, big DDT there on Cena. Oh, Cena busted open. Austin now Fez press on Hogan. Raining in the shots. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's still only a 2 count. If Austin has another stunner here. No, locks in the head scissors. Elbows right in the forehead of Hogan. There's the pin. 1, 2. Cena's in. Cena breaks it just in time. Cena busted open, like I said. Cena looking for the sunset flip bomb. Holds it for the pin as well. Hogan's down. 1, 2. And Cena's won it. Cena has defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin here. And it is the current day that is victorious over the 80s and the 90s of wrestling. I'm sure everyone out there is very happy about that. And that's a good win for Cena. It's going to give him a lot of ranking points. Of course, triple threat victory at a pay-per-view is worth 20 ranking points. So he's looking pretty good. Will PJ Tovey give him a championship match? I don't feel so. But it might be enough to get himself a match at Shabby Mania. A nice way to sign off Season 2 of the SWE Universe mode. There it is, the sunset flip bomb. Hogan was already down. And of course, it's not the best and biggest move in the entire world, but when you look at the amount of damage that these three guys have taken throughout the match, it was definitely good enough to pick up the victory here. So there we go. John Cena victorious. And we'll see how he gets on in the next few weeks of Mayhem and whether he can get himself a match at Shabby Mania. Good luck to him. He's really done a good job here this evening. And it's a great way to get Hogan, Austin and Cena all on the card as well. So well done, Peter. So it's a good match. I like that. I did enjoy that. We've also got 2 more matches left for you here this evening. We're going all the way with this card. It's a long show tonight, isn't it? And of course, that is going to be the Television Championship match coming up next and the Mayhem Championship match in the main event as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into our next championship match of the evening. Cena agrees. And here we go then, Television Championship time. Sting takes on the champion, Seth Rollins. And here we go then, time to go. This one should be a good one, actually. Of course, this is the match that effectively ended Sting's career. It was a mistake. It was an accident. It wasn't anything that either guy did wrong, by all accounts. Just going by what Kurt Angle said himself anyway. Not Kurt Angle. Sting said himself anyway. Yeah, it was a tricky one. It was one where when he took the buckle bomb, it didn't quite take it correctly, and it ended up jarring his neck, which caused the injury. But now Sting gets a bit of retribution here in SWE. A chance not only to defeat Seth Rollins and put the record straight, but a chance to become the new Mayhem Television Champion as well. I'm going to have a bit of beer. And there he is, of course, Sting. Now, I couldn't remember which version of Sting that PJ Tovey wanted to use, to be honest, but we've gone with normal Sting. I bet he would have preferred retro, to be honest, but serves him right for not answering his phone, I suppose. So this should be a good one then. Like I said, it's very much a chance for Sting to get some retribution, but also just 2 top guys from Mayhem just battling it out, and the chances of course one of these guys staying on Mayhem as well. Of course, there'll be one more championship match at Shabby Mania for the winner of this one, but the winner of that match will end up on Mayhem for Season 3, which could be either of these guys. Again, I'm trying not to be too cheeky, because it could be easy for myself and PJ Tovey to be a bit cheeky and try and force matches to keep the people that we want to keep, but I don't want to do that. I'm letting the Universe mode run by itself. There's various things we've got going on. Of course, after Shabby Mania have also announced that we are going to have a week of Rumbles. One Rumble for each brand. The winner of the Rumble will remain on their brand, and anybody aligned with that winner will also stay on the brand as well. And here comes the television champion, Seth Rollins. Of course, won the belt away from Finn Balor at the first pay-per-view of this SWE Universe mode, Season 2, I believe. And held it ever since, although I think this might be his first defense. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. I don't think it is. Let me resort to checking the old paperwork. And yes. Okay. Interesting. Okay. This is only the second Mayhem pay-per-view. And he won it at the first one. So this is his first defense of this championship. And then the second Mayhem? Yeah, because Mayhem was the longest one, wasn't it? So everybody's had 2 pay-per-views now. And Adrenaline's going to get a third before Shabby Mania as well. So everybody will have 3 pay-per-views by the end of this universe mode. Apart from Adrenaline, who would have had 4 pay-per-views. So Seth in his first championship defense against the Icon, Sting. Who we might see in the ring again, who knows, a one-off match at WrestleMania. Potentially, you never know. Stranger things have happened in the world of wrestling. Like Jason Jordan being Kurt Angle's son, that was pretty weird. That was such a weird... Why just... I just don't know. I really don't know where that's going. It looks like it's going nowhere, to be honest with you. It's going nowhere fast, but you never know. We'll have to see how things develop. But I'm just not sure what we're going to do with SWE, whether we're going to keep American Alpha as a tag team or whether we split American Alpha up. PJ Toby's sort of are going along the lines of sticking to real life when we do the draft, which I'm up for. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd use Jason Jordan and Chad Gable that much as singles competitors, but as a tag team, I think I'd definitely use American Alpha. So that's the interesting one, I suppose. There we go, the bell goes and we are underway. As Seth Rollins straight away there with a headlock takedown on Sting. But Sting able to turn things around, get a headlock. If he's in a bit of chain wrestling to start things off. Always a nice way to start things off. Showing that both guys are very capable in all art forms. And it is Sting who comes out on top of the initial exchange. Oh, Seth straight into super kick early on in the match as well. And with the injured neck of Sting, which of course ended his career, that sort of super kick could be quite a big problem for him, you know. Well, Seth was taunted away in the corner there, and Sting just caught him and now drives him face first into the mat. That's why you pay full attention to what you're doing, Seth. Because if you don't, you end up in situations like that. Sting now bringing Seth back up, as Seth playing possum, catching Sting with the punch in the gut and then into a sling blade. Only a 2 count though. Clubbing blow against the back there by Seth Rollins. Sting rolls out the way now. Sting catching Rollins. Sends him off and takes him. Oh, catches him there with a bit of a clothesline. Not a lot of clothesline there, I must admit. Sting dropping an elbow right in the spine of Seth. Now bringing Seth back up to Seth with the arm breaker on Sting. Seth now looking for the backdrop. Seth in the corner. Again, just trying to regain a little bit of energy. Trying to keep on top of things. Seth now suplex on Sting. Keeps the grip and rolls the hip into a second. Again, keeps the grip, rolls the hip into the trifecta of triple threats. Seth Rollins to bring Sting. I got stuck there, my S's. Seth now taking Sting up into a suplex and again keeps the grip and rolls the hip, looking for a second one. Whew. Wow. Seth is really in control of Sting here. But does he have enough in the locker at the moment to finish it off? Seth heading up top. Likes to use the Phoenix Splash, and there it is. Phoenix Splash on Sting. What is up with that kick in the gut that they do? I don't know. It's like it's been written a bit dodgy. Like they have to go for a kick in the gut before they can do anything else. Sting dropping the elbow right in the spine of Seth Rollins. Seth rolled out the way of Sting's boot, but Sting still catching Seth. Takes him up into a sidewalk slam. Sting again bringing Seth back up to his feet. Now takes him up into a gorilla press, but Seth drops out of it into a DDT on Sting. Seth with a pin, one. I need one count, wow. Okay. Sting really no-selling that. Now, did I change Seth's finisher move? That's the question. I'm sure I have. But did I? No, I'm sure I did. I'm sure I changed it into the knee strike. The knee strike and the curb stomp, the pedigree's gone. I'm sure I did. Sting tripping Triple H up. No. Sting tripping Seth Rollins over. Bringing him back up his feet. Sting there with a clothesline. Followed up by a second clothesline. Into the trifecta. I like the word trifecta, in case you hadn't noticed. I use it quite a lot. Sting now follows up with a Stinger Splash in the corner. Seth though catching Sting. That's sending Sting into the corner. Sting fighting back with a back elbow. Gets around the back, locks it in. Scorpion death drop by Sting on Seth Rollins. And we have a brand new television champion. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only a 2. It's only a 2 count. Sting can't believe he's lucky. Thought he had that on 1 there. Seth sending Sting into the corner. Sting hoisted up onto that top turnbuckle. Clubbing blow to the back. And there's the backdrop. Seth with a pin. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Seth now standing. Moonsault on Sting. Both guys so close to picking up the 3 count here. Which one's finally going to do it? Seth lining up Sting. And again, another super kick right in the face. A super kick. Seth could cause some serious damage to Sting here. Seth again working on the arm. Oh, Seth just stamping on the arm. Sting bringing Seth up to his feet. Takes him over, looking for a tombstone power driver. Boom. Tombstone power driver. Sting, is this going to be enough to finish Seth off? Seth off. Maybe not. Maybe Sting bringing Seth back up to it. Seth playing possum. Catching Sting. Pin 1. 2 count. Seth now starting to get a little bit cocky. Dropping a knee in the back of the head of Sting. And dropping a knee right in the face of Sting now as well. Seth just twisting the head of Sting. Just taking a bit of a breather, Seth, I suppose. Best way forward. The Sting back up, catching Seth with that shoulder block. I'd like to see Sting back in the ring one day. I really would. And I don't know. I sort of wouldn't mind seeing a reformation of the Shield, but at the same time, I don't feel like Reigns brings anything. Second Scorpion Death Drop, and we've got a new champion, haven't we? 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, your new television champion of Mayhem, the Icon, Sting. Now that is a big victory for Sting. Pay-per-view victory and a championship victory. There is ranking points galore coming the way of the Icon. And that means that the Icon Sting is now only one championship defense away from guaranteeing his spot on Mayhem for 2K18 as well. But what does this mean for Seth Rollins? Will Seth get another championship opportunity? Or will Seth be put up against maybe another one of PJ Toby's big boys for a special match, a special attraction match at Shabby Mania? That's what we're looking for, I think. The best possible matches at Shabby Mania. And that was a pretty good match as well, actually, this one for the championship. Very back and forth, back and forth. There was a lot of different ways it could have gone. But it did go the way of Sting. And Sting, for the first time in SWE, holds the gold. Another brand new champion is crowned. And things are looking good. And now it is time for the main event of the evening. We have got the Mayhem Champion, Brock Lesnar, defending the belt against the only man to defeat him in SWE, Matanza Cueto. And here we go. The only man to ever defeat Brock Lesnar one-on-one in SWE is Matanza Cueto. And if he can do that one more time, then he would be the new Mayhem Champion here in SWE. And that'd be insane. That really would be insane. But of course, first, we have the challenger then. From parts unknown. Eventually. There he is, Matanza Cueto. And as you can see, I have actually given him an entrance now. I kept forgetting to do it, but I finally have done it. Matanza Cueto does have an entrance. Not that I've done much, I just turned the lights off basically. And that's all I've done. It works, it's fine. It does the trick. But I'm hyped for this one, I really am. Like I said, the only man ever in SWE history to pin Brock Lesnar. This is equivalent to real life Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar, isn't it really? Braun Strowman, given that championship match, he was the only man who really did any damage to Lesnar. Strowman dominated Lesnar in the Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam. And then he goes one-on-one. We've got the same thing here. Matanza Cueto one-on-one with Brock Lesnar. Just listen to how it says. Jeff Cobb in the ring with Brock Lesnar. Jeff freaking Cobb and Brock Lesnar in the ring together. That's another thing me and Peter are going to discuss. I want to do this, but I've got to win Peter over, I think. I want to allow the same person with different characters in the universe mode. So just because we've got Matanza Cueto doesn't mean we can't have Jeff Cobb on a different brand. So essentially, Undertaker, there'll be one of, because he's always been the Undertaker. But Mick Foley, we could have Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love on separate brands because they're 3 separate characters. But again, I don't know what you think about that. I want to do that because it's only because when we did Carnage the other day, I realised how much I like Mankind and the fact we haven't used him once because we've got Cactus Jack. So I really want to have Mankind as an actual wrestler. I think that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, you'd have to be on a different brand as the same character for it to work, but I reckon we can do that. I reckon we can do that. Lesnar, get a bit of pyro, always good. Of course, accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. Now, what sort of impact will Paul Heyman have in this match? It is a normal match, this one. It's not no DQ or anything like that. It is literally both guys in the ring. Rules will apply. Countouts, disqualifications, everything. So this will be a clear match. This will be a match between 2 fantastic wrestlers. I know I use that phrase quite loosely with Brock Lesnar, but Lesnar does have the ability. I don't think he has the desire. That's all I should say. Makes more sense, doesn't it, I suppose? Yeah, my lava lamp's definitely broken. The lava's not moving. That's what it was for then, the Mayhem Championship. Introducing first, your challenger, from parts unknown, weighing unknown, at unknown foot and unknown inches, Matanza Cueto. And the champion, let's see about how good my memory is, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 7,428 pounds and measuring at 8 foot 12 inches. I don't think I got that right. Brock Lesnar. So Lesnar hands over the belt. Looking at it intently, does he feel like this could be the last time he'll hold that belt? It's possible. Oh, I think I fixed the lava lamp. I shook it, and the lava started moving again. Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to ignore the lava lamp now. There's more important... Ah, there we go. It's working. It's working. The lava's moving. Yeah, we got more important things on now. Brock Lesnar versus Matanza Cueto. Like I said, the only man in SWE history to pin the Mayhem champion Brock Lesnar was Matanza Cueto. Of course, that was in a non-championship match. And straight away, Lesnar locking in a standing Kimura lock, looking for an early submission maybe. The Matanza breaking free, taking Lesnar up into that... Oh, look at the strength. Matanza Cueto picks up Brock Lesnar like he's a cruiserweight. Then Matanza dropping a standing shooting star press and then followed up by a big slam. A big splash, shall I say. Matanza dropping a boot in the gut and then a boot in the arm as well. Matanza is in control. But Lesnar catches him. Lesnar now sending Matanza off the ropes, brings him back into a power slam. Lesnar bringing Matanza back up. Matanza playing possum, sending Lesnar high in the air, dropping hard on his back. And Matanza launching Lesnar with the alley-oop suplex. And look at Matanza now, just backing away, just asking Lesnar what he's got. Matanza really showing some... So a little bit of cockiness as well, actually. Lesnar now bringing Matanza back up to his feet. Matanza catching Lesnar, taking him down. Stamp right in the arm. Matanza dragging Lesnar away from the corner. Referee being distracted by it. Well, Paul Heyman's up on the apron. Referee not paying a lot of attention, to be honest with you. Lesnar, big knee to the face of Matanza. Now bringing Matanza back up to his feet. Lesnar now with a suplex. I've just seen a steel chair come flying in the ring from the right hand side. I can only imagine that is Mr. Paul Heyman. Heyman may be a little bit worried here. Like I said, Matanza, the only man in SWE history to pin Brock Lesnar. And maybe Heyman knows that it could happen again here easily this evening. Steel chest in the ring, of course. If Lesnar was to use that, he would get disqualified, but he does have champion's advantage. He would keep the belt. Big knee strike in the face there by Matanza, though, on Lesnar. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Matanza dropping a boot right in the back of the head of Lesnar. And now dropping a leg drop as well. Referee finally spots the chair and slides it outside the ring. Paul Heyman's little trick there did not work then, did it? But now Paul Heyman does have the attention of Matanza. And that allows Lesnar to get in the back looking for a half and half suplex. But Matanza breaking free with the elbow in the face of Lesnar. And whatever the hell that was effective, whatever it was. But it took Lesnar down hard. Matanza drops the elbow into inside the knee of Lesnar. And Matanza's getting a lot more control of this match than what Lesnar would actually be happy with, I think. Stamp on the back of the knee of Lesnar once again. And again, just slamming Lesnar's knee into the mat. Matanza dropping a boot right in the hand of Lesnar. And the alley-oop suplex once again. And Heyman's got to be worried here because Matanza is dominating this match. Matanza bringing Lesnar back up into a big German suplex. Matanza taking Lesnar to Suplex City. Into the pin. 1, 2. Oh my word. That's close to a free count already. Already close to a free count. Matanza stalking Lesnar. Takes him up. There's that big front slam. Heyman not happy. There's the pin. Oh my god, Lesnar kicked out again. Lesnar kicked out again. Wow. Freaking wow. What does Lesnar have in the locker? Can he turn this around? He's been dominated for a large portion of this. Matanza saying no. Lesnar catching Matanza with a jawbreaker. Or running right hand right in the gut, but Matanza's using his speed. Unusually fast for a man his size. But Lesnar now catching him with a German suplex. I can't believe Lesnar kicked out of that big front slam there by Matanza. Pin now by Lesnar on Matanza. It's only there for a 1. What a match this is, really, on paper as well. You look at this match and think just, wow. Lesnar bringing Matanza back up, and they're just twisting the head of Matanza Cueto now. Oh, really wrenching at it. Lesnar bringing Matanza back up to his feet. Now get around the back. German suplex, keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Second German suplex once again, keeping the grip. Into the trifecta of German suplexes. Seen a lot of those trifectas here this evening, haven't we? Does Lesnar have enough though to hit an F5 on Matanza Cueto? If he does, it'll be arguably his biggest victory in SWE history. Never has somebody threatened Lesnar's reign as much as Matanza Cueto does here. And Lesnar stalking Matanza Cueto. Takes him up. And takes him round, drops him. There's the F5. Is that enough? Matanza is a monster. Can he kick out of an F5? Oh my god, he did. He freaking did. Oh. And then not only that, but he takes Lesnar straight down. 2. Oh. Oh my word. Matanza Cueto showing he is a monster amongst men. The stuff that he's doing here should not be possible. He should not be recuperating that quick from an F5. Matanza now taking Lesnar up into a X-Plex. Again now bringing Lesnar back up. Big right hand. Gets right in the back. Dragon suplex. On a big knee right to the face of Matanza, and Heyman has got to be worried now. Lesnar's thrown his best at Matanza, and Matanza's just come back and dominating the match once again. Elbow strike there by Lesnar, trying to get back in control again. A German suplex of his own. Suplexes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth here this evening. It was close to a 3, the closest Lesnar's come actually to a 3. Another high impact move from him, it might be enough. I'll tell you what, it's quite a long recording this one. It's actually giving me quite a sore throat. I'm glad we're coming to an end actually. Matanza's back up, but Lesnar catches him once again, and Lesnar launching Matanza over the top with some force. And all of a sudden Lesnar looking to take this match to the outside. Lesnar actually stalking Matanza. What's he got planned here, Lesnar? Oh, running clothesline from the apron. Not the sort of thing we normally see from Matanza. Or Lesnar, shall I say even. It's more likely for Matanza actually, that sort of manoeuvre. Lesnar sending Matanza straight into the barricade. Remember, if either of these two guys are counted out, Lesnar does retain his championship. If Lesnar gets himself disqualified, he retains his championship as well. Head scissors now by Lesnar. Referee's up to a 5 count. Now a 6. Oh, straight into the ring steps, and Lesnar. Is he going to try and cheat this system here? It's an 8 count now. It's a 9. Get back in the ring, Lesnar. No, referee was back in. He was back in just in time. Lesnar obviously doesn't want to cheat the system here. Thinks he can beat Matanza, and he may have overestimated himself. Because Matanza's caught him. In to that big slam once again. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, Lesnar kicked out again. Lesnar's kicked out again of a second one of Matanza's finisher maneuvers. Wow. This freaking match. The strikes from Lesnar. Catching Matanza. Now here we go. Lesnar going to town on Matanza. Now the trio of German suplexes. Is that going to be enough for Lesnar to keep his championship? Oh, Lesnar's not done yet. We should be done. As Matanza no sells it, gets straight up into the arm drag takedown. Matanza pinning his own now. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. I'm glad. I'm glad with this match because it's not normal at pay-per-views. I always get hassled for this. It's not normal for pay-per-views for the main event to be one of the best matches of the night. And this so far has been. Both these guys putting off some insane maneuvers. And both these guys kicking out when they really probably shouldn't be. Matanza sending Lesnar into the corner. Lesnar taking Cueto down. Cueto with the elbows right in the face of Lesnar. Gets from the back, but now Lesnar fighting back. Again, just trading strikes, the pair of them. Lesnar just hooking Matanza up on his shoulders, but Matanza fighting free from the F5. Matanza just lifting him up into the gorilla press. Nobody has ever gorilla pressed Lesnar in the history of the world. Oh, Matanza's taking Lesnar up once again. Boom. Another massive slam. 1, 2, and 3. And we have a brand new Mayhem champion. Not only is Matanza the only man to ever pin Brock Lesnar, he's only gone and done it twice. Wow, what a match. That was a really good match, that was. Really good match. I think this whole pay-per-view has been actually top quality. I'm quite happy with how it's gone. I'm sure PJ Toby will be happy with how it's gone as well. And now he's got a nice few weeks to build up towards Shabby Mania. Just how these guys do it, though. Really, how they do it. It was the third of those big slams that finally finished Lesnar off. Matanza kicking out of an F5 as well. And breaking free from an F5 as well. It really was such an interesting match. Both guys showing incredible strength and incredible resilience. But eventually, it was just one move too many for Brock Lesnar. And Matanza was to get the 1, the 2, and of course the 3 count. Matanza Cueto is your brand new Mayhem champion. The man who started his SWE Season 2 career on adrenaline. Was traded for AJ Styles, and now Matanza Cueto is your Mayhem champion. Matanza Cueto has one more pay-per-view to defend that belt. If he successfully retains Shabby Mania, then Matanza Cueto will be guaranteed a place in the Mayhem roster for Season 3 as well. Well, there you go, guys. That's the end of this Cruel Intentions Mayhem pay-per-view. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do slap a like on that button. And, of course, if you're not already, then hit that subscribe button as well. Let me know in the comment section below how you thought this pay-per-view went, whether you enjoyed it, what you thought was best, what you didn't like. And, of course, we'll build on that for the new series as well. Plus, also remember, I'm taking your guys' suggestions for matches that should be in our SWE Top Matches playlist. If you ever think that one of the matches on the show is absolutely top class, then let me know, and we will re-upload it as an individual match on that playlist as well. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a couple of days' time for the fallout of this pay-per-view on our next episode of Mayhem. Bye.